Hey everybody, how is everybody doing? This is your girl Keidra Nicole right here on D30 Radio, the hottest and trendiest internet radio station of all time. How are y'all doing? Y'all see me? It's a look. I'm just trying to be a little on the up and up. All my earrings falling out. It's all right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Be sure or feel free to like, comment, tag, share because we are about to discuss on how to heal each other in a relationship during our wilderness. I think that's something that we definitely need to discuss, that we need to talk about. So, we're going to stay tuned, stay locked in. Once again, I'm your girl, Keisha Nicole. Of course, you can find me on our app as well. Hey, hey, hey. I'm about to post that in our live feed. Or simply text the word listen to 31996. Again, that is 31996. Hey, 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 everybody. So, right now I have something playing in the background. I'm just posting everything up when it comes down to the social media platforms before I continue on so you all can have my full attention. And I'm just excited because last week would not allow me to be great. What's up, Nicey? I see you in the room. It would not allow me to be great. Why? I don't know. My entire system was just crashing left and right, left and right. Right now we have playing I Will Wait For You by Miss Jeanette. It's a beautiful poem what she spoke to her significant other on their wedding day. And it is absolutely amazing. If you have not heard it, if you have, then you already know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, then like I said, go over to 31996. Again, that is 31996. I have it posted up as well. Let me go ahead and post it up in here as also. Boom. There we go. Y'all feel free to like, comment, tag, share. Yeah, I have a brand new look today. I'm always changing something up, right? I went from being a little rough this morning, rough and tough with my afro with my afro puff to now I got a full blown do. So we'll see how this works out, how long it lasts, because it may just go ahead on and switch it up by next week. Of course, we're going to be talking about some. Really? So, yeah, I'm super excited. Thank you all so much again for joining in with me. I'm trying to make sure I have all of the things that I need before I can continue on with tonight's episode. Again, it is called, well, I just got so many different topics, so many different things that we're going to be talking about. So just stay tuned and locked in with me. I'm your girl, Keisha Nicole. Yep. Yes, indeed. Welcome back to Reviving Relationships right here with me, your girl, Keisha Nicole, on D30 Radio, the hottest and trendiest internet radio station of all time. I know that you hear it in the background. That is Ariana Grande, Honeymoon Avenue, the instrumental. I'm going to let you know the full details of what I have going on when it comes down to that. So before we can continue on, you know I have to give you my full-blown intro. So let's go ahead on and get started with that. Welcome to the world of Keisha Nicole, where I am here to help you revive your relationships. My platform is not only a brand, but a lifestyle, promoting positivity first within each relational dynamic. Being a relationship connoisseur, author, and podcaster allows me to be open, honest, and creative at all costs. Purple Honey describes who I am and what I push you to be on your own as an individual and with your partner. Purple honey is extremely rare to find but pure. The color purple meaning royalty, while the honey signifies sensuality and sexuality in or during any sticky situation. I want you to refuse to stop at the stars because there's an entire galaxy that must be explored when it comes to your relationships. I'm extremely passionate about life and love. I operate in my truth and walk daily in my purpose. With all of that being said, let's talk. Feel free to ask questions, provide topics that you would like to discuss, and watch the magic of it all unfold before our very eyes. Welcome again to Kedra Nicole, Reviving Relationships, the podcast. And so I have a few house rules. The first house rule is that we're going to respect everyone's privacy. I know that it's kind of easier said than done because we are on live and things like that, but we're still going to respect it. Number two, be kind and courteous at all times. Number three, no hate speech or bullying. Number four, grab you a good drink. On tonight, I am actually drinking water and some cran pineapple. And number five, get to a place where you can truly tune in because when I tell you tonight's episode is going to be amazing. Yes, it's actually going to be amazing, y'all. Hey, Mimi, I see you in the room. I see you, Pammy. What's going on? Document absent. I see you all. Hey. Listen, tonight we are discussing. Are y'all ready for it? How to heal with our partners, how to heal our partners when we have made mistakes. What's going on, Nakia Dunbar? How are you? You guys feel free to like, comment, tag, and share out tonight's podcast because we have some things that we're going to discuss. I want to make sure that we get it all in. I have a movie that I actually was asked to watch and I did watch it, so I'm gonna give you guys some little updates on what that is. We're going to talk about some new ventures that I have going on as well. And most importantly, we're going to talk about how to help our partners heal. How can we heal with our partners? So stay tuned and stay locked in. Once again, I am your girl, the one, the only, Kedra Nicole, right here on D30 Radio, the hottest and trendiest internet radio station of all times. Stay tuned in for these commercial breaks and for our sponsors. Oh, if you want to be a sponsor, if you have an event coming up or something that you have going on in your life, you can always hit me up at dearkedranicole@gmail.com or simply go over to d30radio@gmail.com. We're just going to end it off on this particular instrumental, and I will be right back. You guys enjoy the commercials.
Hey everyone, my name is Malika Crawford and I attend Hardaway High School. I have a 3.3 GPA. I want to thank my sponsor, Miss Keidra Nicole. She has been a wonderful sponsor to me and she's been checking up on me, giving me emotional support throughout this pandemic, and she's been a great sponsor. Like, she's sending gifts and a lot of things like that. So I just want to say thank you and have a blessed day. Thank you.
Hello, how y'all doing? My name is Michael Jones, aka Mike Jones, and I just want to give a major shout out to my sponsor, my doctor, Miss Nicole. You're a real one. I'm just here to tell y'all a little bit more about myself. I'm a student athlete at Shaw High School in Columbus, Georgia, and I play football and basketball. I've maintained a 3.2 GPA and above throughout my whole high school career. I also am a dual enrollment student at Catawba College, a university in Salisbury, North Carolina, and I take online classes there. And I've just been playing sports my whole life and sticking with my education. And I've had multiple scholarship offers to play football all across the country from many different universities. And I made my decision, and I am taking my talents and athletic career to Catawba College, a private university in Salisbury, North Carolina, on a 4-year full-ride athletic scholarship. And I just want to tell all my seniors out there, keep doing what y'all doing and keep your head up and stay prayed up. God got it. This is going to be a big year for all of us.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Pars. I attend Shaw High School and I'll be going to Biological State University for the fall semester of 2020. I'm the oldest out of our university, Fort Valley, and Georgia Southern University. I maintain all A's and B's with a 3.5 GPA, and even though my year was cut short, I know at the end of the road, God has something for all of our seniors. So I just want to say to the 2020 seniors, continue doing you, and just know God got you no matter what.
Yep. And we are back right here on D30 Radio, the hottest and trendiest internet radio station of all time. Once again, I am your girl, Keisha Nicole. Listen, tonight we are going to be discussing on how to heal. I'm going to give us all some steps on how to repair our relationships in the process of us healing and going through. So typically, you know what? Let's go ahead on and get started when it comes down to this movie that I was asked to watch. So the movie is called The Platform. It's on Netflix. And when I tell you that movie is insane, I don't know if you all had a chance to really watch it or, tune into it, but it is really good. So what has happened is that it's about they're in Russia. You can kind of tell it's like a Russian type of a film or some kind of a foreign film, and they are in this. It looks like a prison, and the prison has platforms, and it gives you some life lessons. One of the life lessons is like no matter which platform you are on, you have to consider the ones that are below you if you're not on the bottom level, because eventually you just might be that one that has to go down in that particular moment of your life. And when you are down, you want somebody to respect you or do something kind for you, or to just consider you being on that bottom level in your life at that moment, at that given time. Now, it was some other things that I was kind of like, when it came down to watching that particular that particular movie at hand. However, it was like very intense in some scenes. Is very graphic. So if you do decide to watch it, make sure that you understand that Keisha Nicole did warn you and that I did advise you that there were some extremely graphic scenes in that movie. But you check it out for yourself. You let me know your thoughts, what came up as you were watching it, because for me, I was like, woo, I don't know how to even formulate how I don't know how to really tell you how it went without telling you the actual movie. So I don't want to spoil anything or make you feel like, ugh. So shouts out to Mr. Davis for giving me that information and that movie to actually watch, because it's definitely something that you need to consider when it comes down to life, relationships, and everything else. It goes for all of that. So yeah, y'all just check that out. Again, you can hit me up and let me know what you thought about it. So that was the first movie that I watched. Outside of that, the only thing I've been doing is catching up on 90 Day Fiance. Let me see, 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days with my youngest daughter. That's our little show, honey. We like to watch stuff like that together. And when I tell you, these people are off the chain, or I mean, it was like, really now? Like, is this really what people go into, and this is what you do for love? I mean, listen, I'm the pot calling the kettle black, because I know it's some things that I've done for love that people would possibly think like, you did that? Why? Is there something that we need to be to talk about? Do we need to know about something in particular? You Keisha Nicole, what is it? So, but when I tell you some of these people are doing the absolute most, yeah, I gotta admit, I'm not. And the craziest part, you have individuals that are in their 60s or more, and they are doing this foolishness. Like, come on now, we can do better than this. You don't even have to resort to all of this thing that is going on or whatever in life because you want love that bad. You're willing to risk certain parts of who you are as a human being just for the sake of love. But that's none of my business. You do what you want to do. You do what works out for you, honey. So, in other news, let's go ahead on and get this out of the way. So I don't know if you all have seen the video of former police officer Gregory McMichael and his son Travis McMichael, who murdered Ahmaud Arbery for jogging while black. And to know and to think that no one has even been charged, and it has been covered up until this week. And was it this week when I first saw it, or was it last week? I think it was between last week and this week when I heard about it. So, y'all, if you had a chance to see that video, I'm not going to be the person to share it. So please don't ask me to share it out or to send it to you, because it's extremely graphic. When I tell you that they took time to hunt that man down, even though the video was like clipped, the way they were even on that truck to search, to find that man, to go after that man, and he knew he was in some kind of trouble. He knew that something was just not right, and he sat up there and, wow, tried to fight for his life, and you saw his last movement went before he fell. Y'all, I don't care what nobody say, and I've seen people talking about, why are we still worried about Black Lives Matter, or is always a racial thing? Because that's what's being put to the forefront. Yes, I do know. I have read and seen how you had some black officers to kill white individuals or Caucasian individuals. I'm not being insensitive to that, but when it comes down to my people, I gotta feel some kind of way about it. Here it is. He wasn't doing anybody any harm. He was just jogging. Why? Because that was mainly the only thing that we can do here in the States, because we had been on lockdown for so long. It's like, let me just go out and try to figure out what I can do in the meantime, between time, just to keep my sanity. And because he was just jogging, and then you had the nerve to say you did it because he looked like somebody that had been robbing houses or whatever around in the neighborhood. No excuse. No excuse. I will be honest. Where I reside, we do have like a neighborhood watch. Where I reside, we do have people. We have like a page where we all communicate and things like that, and we keep each other on the ups and ups. And there's times where it's like, come on, y'all can do better than this. But for people to just go after somebody the way that they did, hunt him down like he was just some wild animal. How horrible is that? Hey, V, I see you in the room. My heart aches. My heart aches for that young man. My heart aches for his family. My heart aches for his friends. My heart aches, y'all. Because that could have been one of my brothers. That could be my son. That could be my future husband. That can be my dad. That can be my uncle. That can be a good friend of mine. Y'all, my heart ached in that moment. And even when you should have saw the gun. Really? You were trying to question him. How do you question somebody when, first of all, they're on foot and they're just jogging? And if you were trying to question them, if he had headphones on or AirPods on or whatever he may have had on in that moment in time, and he probably just didn't hear you. But even then, it's still no right. Why? Because people are afraid. People are afraid. People are nervous. People have so much stress on them at this time and hour in our lives. But you want to act like, oh, you want to question me. And I don't know you? Nah, we got to talk about something that we got to see something a little bit different outside of what you trying to tell me. Somebody need to answer some questions for me. Y'all. And then to feel like you are privileged to do so because you had some kind of dealings with law enforcement, because you had some dealings with all of these things. Now you feel obligated. It's not even about how people look, because I can look like how y'all, if you saw my live earlier today, baby, I was looking like I just rolled over and I need to go live. That's how I look. Even though I didn't, but that's how I was looking. Whereas right now I'm looking fabulous. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's not about a look. It's not about the color. We are human beings. To hunt me down like I'm some random animal, to hunt me down as if you're going deer hunting, because that's the type of rifles and guns that they had, as if they were about to go hunt deer. Are you kidding me? And then for the news not to put this out on the forefront, for the police department not to put this out in the forefront, shame on you. Because at the end of the day, like I said, it's not fully about the fact that it's an African American man. It's the fact that a man, a human being, was hunted down like a rabid dog, like a stray animal, and murdered in broad daylight. On foot. It wasn't like he was in a car driving fast. He was on foot. Nothing in his hand. So he wasn't out there holding items, stolen items in his hand as he was running away. He literally, because I'll be honest, anybody that really knows me knows that I hate a thief. And I know hate is a strong word. That's how much I hate a thief. Because my house has been broken into before. My cars have been broken into before. So I get that part. Because it takes something from you. It does. But for that to happen and for people to feel like it's justifiable, in what way? So I need some more something on this. I need some more. I need to see the news to talk about this just a little bit more. I need some kind of justice being brought to this young man. That's what I need. If you feel like it should be something different, it's okay. We can discuss it. Let's talk about it like adults. What say you? What's your feelings when it comes down to what took place with this young man? What's your feelings of what took place in that particular area, and nothing was said about it until the video was finally released? And then if you notice, when the video was released, they tried to take it back and retrieve it. But what you can't do once it's out there, it's out there, unless you're going to pay some big bucks to let it go. So it's out there. Like, y'all, my prayers are with that young man, that young man's family, and pray that he's able to find peace once there's some answers that have been provided and given to the public. To his family, of course. That's main thing. To his family, and then to the public, because this is ridiculous. This is getting out of hand. It really is. You would think that, come on now, we've been in quarantine how long for some of us? Some of us still in quarantine. What's going on, Chef Sam? I see you in the room. You know, we've been in quarantine. A lot of people are stressed out. A lot of people can't handle being in the house. I get it. My anxiety be going through the roof. I mean, my anxiety has been going through the roof because I'm not used to being in the house day in, day out, not being able to communicate with the outside world for real, unless through phone. I'm used to going to my meetings. I'm used to going to meet my podcasters. I'm used to sitting in with them. I'm used to working, putting my hands tangibly on things. But even then, it's like I still have to be safe. Why? Because I do have lupus. So I have an autoimmune disease. So I have to be careful about that. So I don't want to compromise my health for the sake of just saying I'm out there. Speaking of saying that, I've seen a lot of videos as soon as they let us off. As soon as they let us out and let us off of this doggone lockdown, everybody out and partying and buying shoes and close together. I'm still nervous. I still go to the stores with the mask on, y'all. Call me afraid. Yes, I know people who have had the COVID-19. I know people who work with the individuals up in New York with the COVID. I know these people. I've had an individual in our family to pass away from this. So I do take it seriously. Now, I'm not going to just put myself in a place of I'm just going to be afraid all my life. But I am going to be wise about it. I am going to use my my conscious mind about all of that. So y'all stay safe. Don't be out here trying to just jump in and do the twerk contest and cutting up. I mean, we had a good little time of just peace and quiet. We ain't seen a lot of bad stuff on the news, and then boom, y'all just cutting up. Just cutting up, child. Y'all need to stay safe. Let's see, what else we have going on? Oh, I have some amazing, amazing news to share with each and every one of you. So, okay, everybody knows that I've done, I guess you could say, the podcast and things for a long time. And I've done a lot of things concerning this area, and I'm knowledgeable in a lot of areas in my life. And God just opened up a door, and I decided to walk into it. So you can now check me out on the weekdays from 9 p.m. until 12 a.m. on 95.3 Smooth R&B on a show called Night Move. So I'm still staying in my lane now. I'm not out here just doing everything with everybody and how I want to do it. You know, I'm literally staying in my lane. So yes, y'all see me. Y'all see it. For those that are wondering who am I talking to, I'm also talking to a live crew on my chat room as well as on my social media streams. So yes, I am now on Night Moves on 95.3 Smooth R&B Always, you can follow me on all social media platforms as at Keidra Nicole. However, Twitter would not allow me to be great. And on Twitter, it is at I am Keidra Nicole. And then you can always follow me on the Smooth R&B. So you can go to 95.3 Smooth R&B on Facebook, or you can go to Instagram and type in 95.3 underscore smooth RN, the letter N and the letter B, and I'll be there as well. So you can get all of the information about all of our whose birthday it is. Raheem Devon's birthday was on Monday. So yes, honey, Donnell Jones' birthday coming up on the 22nd. So if you had some things going on and you want to get your little groove on that night, and you like, listen, I ain't got time to create no playlist. I don't have time to try to get with Keidra Nicole to see can she create me a playlist for tonight. All you need to do is type in 95.3 Smooth R&B or 95.3 Columbus, Georgia, and you'll be able to hear all of the music that I play on that particular night. So I'm super, super excited. Thank you, Melissa. I'm super excited about that. Listen, God will open up doors that no man, no woman, no boy, no girl can close. I don't care what nobody say. That was for me, and I took it. Of course, making sure that I can still do the things that I enjoy doing, and that's being a podcaster first. But make sure after this, that's where you'll be able to tune into so you can vibe on out. So I probably won't be doing a bunch of music on here like I used to, but on there you're definitely gonna get my music side. Here you're gonna get my conversations. All right, I think that's that's very well balanced for us. All right, so I'm gonna continue on now. Let's talk. So on Monday, y'all know I always have some type of a quote, some type of something to keep us thinking and going. And what I had was, I have several quotes. So I got to get through these for the Monday talk. So one of the quotes, it says, this is by Richard Bach. And he says, true love stories never have endings. True love stories never have endings. And so my thing is, if you are able to just let it go, then love, like true love, was never there to begin with. However, always remember that love is not how many times you say it, but it's what you do. Put some work on it and invest in your partner's love language today. So take time to invest in your partner's love language. You need to figure that out. Now, I will be honest, sometimes people's love languages do change over time, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, who are we to say it should always remain the same? When it comes down to love and things of the kind and things of the sort, it does change. Why, you ask? Okay, so let me break this down for you. Let me break this all down for you, okay? I'm going to break it down. Y'all ready? So the reason why your love languages seem to change from time to time is simply because as you get older, as you grow, you change. So as you change, don't you expect for your love language to take precedence and change as well? So that's what happens in this process of life and love. So take time to invest in your partner's love language, because understand that true love stories never have endings. Never. Not if it's real love. Because love is exactly what it says. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is all of these things that create us into the beings that we are. So understand that is one of the quotes that we took time into doing. Another quote that we have is Harry from When Harry Met Sally. And he says, when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible. So with that, don't consider it as being rushed when you know. Then you know. I mean, when you know, you just know. The big and expensive weddings and rings sound phenomenal. However, at this point in my life, I just rather you being there, the minister, our kids, and I just putting a seal on our commitment for one another and towards one another. All this other hoopla, I gotta pay for everybody to come eat and dance and enjoy the night while I'm stressed out because I had to put in all this work. Nah, I'm not even about to allow that to happen. That's what I'm not going to do. And I know people are like, you're just saying that. No, I'm not. Now, I'll be honest, I am a true hopeless romantic. I love love, okay? So I've always dreamt about having the big wedding, having the nice whatever. Everything is just adding into what I needed to add into. I've always dreamt of that moment in my life. But then now it's like the older I get, it's like, okay, it's just time to make a change. It's time to just settle down. Not to settle, because you don't want to just settle for any and everything, but just to settle down and just say, you know what, I'm ready. And what I'm ready for is lifelong commitment, not just the ring, because the ring can become lost in everything else, or the stuff in the glitter and the glam, because you can get lost in all of that and you're still trying to live in that moment when other things of reality is taking place. So I don't want to even go through that either. And then here's another quote that I came across, and it says, seek a happy relationship with wholeness of heart, but do not expect to reach the promised land without going through some wilderness together. And that was from Marvin Sapp. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? To me, it's like understanding we're going to go through some stuff together. It's some stuff that we're going to have to go through in order to get to the best parts of who we are, to the best parts of what we need, where we need to be, and how we need to be. And that's okay. Because some stuff, I mean, it will shake you to the core. And that's why we're going to discuss about some steps on how to repair our relationships in the process of trying to get to that place of the promised land. It's not easy as we all may or think. And then it brings into this last quote from Anonymous when it says, sometimes two people have to fall apart to realize how much they need to fall back together. And when I read this, I was reminded of the scripture, and then on one part of it's in 1 Corinthians, but on this main part of it, it says, love never fails. It never fails. So we have to remind ourselves of these things daily concerning the heart, concerning love, concerning what we're feeling, how we're feeling, even in the midst of discord or disconnection in our relationships or marriages. Remember, if it's true love, if it's real love, it's never going to fail. But in order to get to the other side of greatness, in order to get to the other side of what you need to have and what you need to obtain, you have to be able to go through the wilderness. And I don't know if you all have ever watched Naked and Afraid. So it's the show called Naked and Afraid. They have to be out in the wilderness for so many days and nights. And then they have to literally only take one item each. And then you have to kind of maneuver your way on through. Okay? So you're out there in the wilderness. You can start a fire on your own when you are at home or wherever, but when you're in certain environments, sometimes that environment shifts on how you're able to maneuver what you're typically used to maneuvering. And that's how the things go when it comes down to relationships. We have to be honest with ourselves about that feeling, with those things that we're considering. So be honest with yourself. Really think about, am I willing to invest into my partner's love language should be the first thing. That's the first thing. Second thing, if you can't, now let me say this. If you aren't willing to even invest in your love partner's love language, then maybe that they're not really the one. Maybe they're not. We have to, but if you are, then understand it's going to be some tests and trials during your during your relationship. It's going to be tests and trials that you have to be hit with to say, you know what? that's going to shake you. It's going to shake the very foundation that the both of you have built upon. And you have to be willing to say, I'm willing to stand strong and firm on this and keep it moving. And understanding that you're only in the wilderness for only a few days and a few nights. Are you willing? Are you willing? And we have to remind ourselves of these things daily when you're in a relationship. It's not that you don't love the person. It's just you have to understand, what are you willing to accept? What are you willing to take? What are you willing to go through when it comes down to your partner? When it comes down to other things that you and your partner are pushing after? I'll be honest. I mean, my situation isn't perfect, but I tell you what, I'm willing to stand by him. I'm willing for us to go through this together because it is worth it. And that's how we have to see it. Is it really worth it? It is. Sometimes I have to be willing to give in. Sometimes I have to be willing to not give in, but willing to compromise with what it is that I feel like I should have. Sometimes I have to be willing to allow him to lead, and vice versa now. I don't think it's just a one-sided street where I'm just always compromising. I'm always giving in. Nothing is happening for me. I'm just, nah. This is a team effort. And we're going to get through this as a team. It's no more just me, myself, and I. It's us, it's we. We're a team. So that's just how I feel about that. And with that being said, we're going to continue moving forward. You know, I had to pause because it brought me to another quote. And I'm trying to think of who said it. But it says that we are most alive when we are in love. It's a quote. I can't remember who actually said it, but I should have written it down. But we are most alive when we are truly in love. And that is so true. Because think about how we gain the weight, how we're excited to wake up that next morning, how we're excited to see that boo bae, how we're excited and everything just seems so right. We're ready to start our forever right then and there, honey. It's no stopping. And that's how we need to be. So with that being said, we're going to just let this instrumental play on out. We'll be right back because I need to get me a swift sip of this drink. We'll be right back. And stay tuned and stay locked in. Once again, I'm your girl, Keisha Nicole, right here on D30 Radio, the hottest and trendiest internet radio station of all time. Feel free to like, comment, tag, and share. I'll be back. Yep, yep, yep. And we are back. You know, once you hear that tone in the background, it's time to talk about birthdays. So, happy birthday to Randy Cunningham, Mr. James, Calvin Sumbry, Michelle, and Bria Hood on today. Also, happy belated birthday to Audrey Watson, to, let's see, Noel Small Jr., let's see, Michelle Hepburn Crumby, and most importantly, happy belated birthday to my cousin Melissa Brent. Brent! Happy birthday to you, girl. You know that we love and appreciate you. Her birthday was on Cinco de Mayo. Yes, honey. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday also to my future brother-in-law, Mr. Nino. Happy birthday to you. His birthday was on the 4th. So we pray that you all have an amazing, amazing day, that you were able to really turn up the way that you wanted to turn up. So I'm going to give you a little bit more time to do just that and turn all the way up. Again, happy birthday to each and every one of you from Keisha Nicole right here on Reviving Relationships and D30 Radio, the hottest and trendiest internet radio station of all time. Here we go. Let's turn up and twerk it on out. Y'all, this is my jam. If you have a birthday, if you have an anniversary, always hit me up at dearkeidrenicole@gmail.com, or even go to d30radio@gmail.com, or hit me up on any of my social media platforms. So if I did miss your birthday, happy birthday to you. I hope that you all enjoyed it. So stay tuned and stay locked in. We are about to get ready to go into a quick commercial break, because, well, for my live, simply because I do have some music that's going to be played, and I do not own the rights to any of those, any of the songs, and I just want the live to go well. So I hope that you guys are enjoying it just as much as I am. So the song for Music Monday pick is going to be from the one and only that we've been playing as the instrumental, and that is Ariana Grande, and it's called Honeymoon Avenue. If you have not heard that song, text the word listen to 31996. Listen to 31996. I promise you, you will not regret it at all. So I have some commercial breaks for you, and then I have some lives for them as well. So stay tuned and stay locked in. I'm your girl, Keisha Nicole.
Hey everyone, my name is Malika Crawford and I attend Hardaway High School. I have a 3.3 GPA. I want to thank my sponsor, Miss Keidra Nicole. She has been a wonderful sponsor to me, and she's been checking up on me, giving me emotional support throughout this pandemic. And she's been a great sponsor. Like, she's sending gifts and a lot of things like that. So I just want to say thank you and have a blessed day. Thank you.
Hello, how y'all doing? My name is Michael Jones, aka Mike Jones, and I just want to give a major shout out to my sponsor, my doctor, Miss Nicole. You're a real one. I'm just here to tell y'all a little bit more about myself. I'm a student athlete at Shaw High School in Columbus, Georgia, and I play football and basketball. I've maintained a 3.2 GPA and above throughout my whole high school career. I also am a dual enrollment student at Catawba College, a university in Salisbury, North Carolina, and I take online classes there. And I've just been playing sports my whole life and sticking with my education. And I've had multiple scholarship offers to play football all across the country from many different universities. And I made my decision, and I am taking my talents and athletic career to Catawba College, a private university in Salisbury, North Carolina, on a 4-year full-ride athletic scholarship. And I just want to tell all my seniors out there, keep doing what y'all doing, and keep your head up, and stay prayed up. God got it. This is going to be a big year for all of us.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Pars. I attend Shaw High School and I'll be going to Balaka State University for the fall semester of 2020. I'm the oldest out of our university, Fort Valley and Georgia Southern University. I maintain all A's and B's with a 3.5 GPA, and even though my year was cut short, I know at the end of the road, God has something for all of our seniors. So I just want to say to the 2020 seniors, continue doing you, and just know God got you no matter what.
Yep. And we are back. That was Ariana Grande with Honeymoon Avenue. Yes, that song says exactly what you needed to say, how you need to say it, when you need to say it, especially if you're in a moment of we have some shifting going on. Somebody help me. How can we get from this place of shift? How can we get out of this place of whatever this is and really manifest and grow what we need to grow and how we need to grow in this process of life and love and relationship? So that's what we're going to get into to as of now with our Talk to Me Tuesday. So I know you guys see it right there. Yep. If you want to follow me on all, you can do so on all social media platforms as at Keidra Nicole. And now you can also follow me on 95.3 Smooth R&B, or go to the Instagram page, which is 95.3 Smooth RN. That's the letter N and the letter B. So here we go for our Talk to Me Tuesday topic. Hey, Nikki, I see you in the room. We have this question. What was the best relationship advice you've ever received and are given? So we have people that's saying that communication is the key. So that was one individual that kind of came in on that one. The best advice that I've ever received was, let me see, because I take advice. So one advice was just let me see. Dang, I can't really. Okay, so one of the advice was from my parents, and they says it's a hard task to create one person from two. However, when you're loving each other, it comes easy. Okay, so that was one thing. Another advice was from my sister, Shamanique, when she says, write the narrative. Is it write the narrative? Goodness, I get so many different advices. Another thing is from my cousin Zach, it's okay to say no. It's so many advices I get. And so many things that I've given. So I think you guys can kind of go throughout whatever I've done or posted up or have you, and you'll be able to see all of those different advices from that time frame. So here's another one that I have for you for Talk to Me Tuesday, and this is from actual like a Dear Keidra Nicole letter, and I'm just going to read it briefly. It says, you and your partner have grown to love each other, but fear from one part. I'm sorry, this is the Dear Keisha Nicole letter that was last week. Anyway, it says, you and your partner have grown to love each other, but fear from one partner or both stepped in and conflict took over. You sit down, talk, and make the decision to be together and work through it. What are ways or steps that you use to help heal the hurt that you and your partner are experiencing in that moment? Now, for me, what I use is just trying to create moments that reminds us of the good moments that overrides all of whatever this may be. That's what I try to use. That's what I try to provide for my partner. Because like I said, I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. I don't think I know it all. I don't claim to know it all. This is why I do research even now, just to make sure that I'm able to provide you all with the best knowledge that I can give you that's going to make sense for all of us in these moments of time. So one thing, like I said, is to try to just revert back and doing things that created a happy space for the both of us. And also just kind of giving some space. You don't want to be so quick to just jump all in and put all of your eggs in that one basket to the point where it becomes overwhelming, because now you're trying to deal with the overwhelming feeling of we're already shifted in this space of being upset, and now you're trying to get us to shift into another space of whatever this may or may not be. When it comes down to trying to bring forth happiness into the relationship at that time. So those are just some things that I try to do. And then as we continue on with tonight's episode of reviving relationships, I'll give you some more tips on how to do that. But for right now, we are going to get into Invest in Your Sex Wednesdays. So what does this entail? Typically, it's about either sexual experiences, things that we can do to better our lives sexually with our partner, intimately with our partner. Now, for me, if you've been here before, then you know my take on sex and intimacy. If not, allow me to explain what I mean by that. So for me, sex is the physical act of it all, whereas intimacy is the thing that brings us to that place of either we may or we may not, just depending on how the night goes, if we're tired, if we're not tired, whatever it may be. So that's my take on that. So let's get into it. Invest in Your Sex Wednesdays. And I actually think, okay, so here's my Dear Keisha Nicole letter that was provided to me. Of course, I do not provide any names for the sake of privacy, all right? So here it is. Is there such thing as too much sex with your partner? So Anonymous asked, recently my partner told me that we have way too much sex. Is there really such a thing? I feel crazy because since that conversation, I've been wanting my partner even more sexually. What should I do? Okay. So, in my opinion, I feel as though, I'm a sexual being. So that with that being said, there's still a fine line, because are you just having sex for the sake of saying that we did have sex, or are you having sex because intimacy has taken place and it's driven you to that place of wanting sex? See, that would be my first question if we were able to have a sit down and actually talk about this thing, because some people just be having sex just for the sake of just saying, oh yeah, that's what we're doing, and there's no kind of intimacy that takes place or involved in what this is. And that's why you have so many shifting moments in the relationships, in my opinion. Whereas if you just took time to just really focus on each other and the process of being intimate and just focusing on that solely, then maybe it can build into something even more. Now, depending on how you and your partner roll. If he feels like it's too much sex, or if you feel like it's too much sex, then maybe you need to see it from their point of view and see what are some things that we can do to kind of balance out the need and the wants of what this is that we're going through at this moment. Maybe he and or she has too much going on mentally, or too much going on surrounding him or her with all of this. So it's taking a lot out of them already. Whereas they just maybe have a low sex drive. And that's okay too, because there are certain things that you can do to help through that process. So it's just a lot of things that kind of go into it without trying to make somebody feel bad. I say take time to communicate, see what's going to work for the both of you, see how it's going to manifest for the both of you. Because once again, we have to go back into the question of how would you define a good sexual relationship, and what's your idea of foreplay? Because maybe it's healthy for them to feel that way, that if maybe for a person that wants sex all the time, maybe they feel like they're wanted and loved if they have enough sex. Or if they don't have enough sex with their partner, maybe they feel like they're not wanted or they're not loved in that process of their lives together. So make sure that you take time to really focus on that and see what your partner is feeling. You don't want to rush them or make them feel inadequate because they're not having sex with you 20 times a day. So that's just my take on it. Everybody is different. Be conscious of how you say things, what you say to your partner, because you don't want them to feel any different. I'll be honest, there's been moments I've said things and it was just like, dang, after I think about it, it's like, maybe I should have said that a little bit softer. Maybe I shouldn't have yelled that out so loud. So with that being said, we're going to take a quick break. Allow our sponsors to come in and say a few things to us. And I will be right back with some more of Reviving Relationships. Stay tuned and stay locked in, because I have some more information for you, because we're going to get into the steps to repair relationships throughout this process of hurting, because I want to be able to heal you. If I hurt you, I want to heal you, and vice versa. I want you to feel like you can heal me, because with love, we have that power to do so. So stay tuned and stay locked in. I'm your girl, Keidra Nicole, right here on D30 Radio, the hottest and trendiest internet radio station of all time. Yep. And we are back right here on D30 Radio, the hottest and trendiest internet radio station of all time. I am your girl, the one, the only, Keidra Nicole. I'm super excited because right after this show, well, at 9 o'clock, I'm not going to say right after because I think I may end it off a little bit early, but at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, be sure to go over to 95.3 Columbus, Georgia, for those that have to look it up on the internet, and then you can go in your car or wherever else. You can actually listen to it online, and you'll be able to hear me again, your girl Keisha Nicole, on Night Moves on 95.3 Smooth R&B. So yeah, I'm excited. Let me put that up one more time. Yeah, that's how excited I am. The glow is real, baby. The glow is real. So God has just opened up doors, and I'm excited about being able to walk into said doors in this time of my life because I've been waiting a long time. And I feel like this year some great things are going to be happening for me and for my family, and I'm just excited about that. I cannot complain. I won't complain. So let's get into the healing process, the heal technique. And so, of course, as I always do, I research and I try to see what will be best for us in this process of being able to heal our partner or to heal ourselves throughout this process of hurt or whatever else. So I went online, I did my research, so I took some notes and things like that. Of course, we know that romantic relationships are among the greatest sources of happiness and meaning for many human beings, yet also the cause of lasting sadness and regret. I know I've had moments of relationships where it just really made me really sad and took me down. I'll be honest. So you have to recognize that fact first. But of course, we learn about, I'm a Disney girl, meaning I am I'm head over heels when it comes down to love and relationships. Like, I remember being in kindergarten, writing notes to God, telling him, okay, this is when I want to be married. This is what I see in my future for my family, for my marriage, and things like that. So that's how I kind of maneuvered my life when it comes down to love and relationships. So the fairy tale look, the fairy tale sound, and all of those things. But this is not a fairy tale world that we are living in. It's just not. So 41% of marriages and 60% of second marriages end in divorce. I'm a second divorcee. So, and even the strongest relationships get off track. You're just going to leave it there because of the stresses of living. Sometimes it can be the expectations are not matching up on both sides. So this is what we have to consider. And this is from a doctor called Dr. Sue Johnson. And so it's the thing that she calls the HEAL technique, HEAL, like healing, HEAL. And it's called Hear, Empathize, Act, and Love. Okay, and this is a technique to repair damaged relationships by replacing defensive self-protection with compassionate presence and loving connections. Okay, so let's start with the H, hear. To hear your partner, stay present and listen. When you and your partner speak, make an effort to stay mentally present and really, really listen. Open up your heart and take down your defenses. Because I know sometimes when we're in the middle of trying to say, excuse me, trying to put up who's right or who's wrong or who has the best idea or who doesn't, sometimes your defense mechanism is just, boom, I'm on it. I'm in defense mode. And it's not that you want to fight them, but it's just an automatic thing. But it's not about defending yourself, but about trying to understand your partner and learning to fulfill each other's needs. Listen beyond their words for nonverbal signs of emotion. Do they have an angry expression on their face or sadness in their eyes? Is their body language open and reaching towards you or closed off and guarded? What do you think your partner is feeling? What are the needs they may have that are not being met, such as love, companionship, understanding, control, or respect? The best way to soothe an angry partner is to let them know that you hear and accept their unmet needs. And we are willing to make changes to help meet them. So this is a part of the H, hearing. You have to be able to hear. You have to be able to really listen to your partner and understand fully before you can even make any kind of changes of towards advancement. If you can't listen, then how would you know what to do beyond that point of trying to reconstruct what has been broken, or reconstruct what seems to have been shifted in that moment? So take time to really listen to your partner and hear them out on today, so you will be able to figure out what changes need to be made to make sure both of you can come into an agreement. And once again, this is about being able to compromise with your partner, being able to really say, okay, I hear you. This is what we need so we can grow, so we can maneuver, so we can get to that fairy tale that is in our life. So we can get to that end goal, which is a part of what we want, which is, for me, marriage. I want to get to that end goal. I don't want to be just stuck in this mode of anger, hurt, and we're just dating. I want to get to healing, maneuvering in marriage. So the next one is E, empathize. How your partner's experience to deeply affect you. So let's look up this word empathize. Okay, so when you have empathy for someone, it means the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. So once again, we're still on that same track. We are trying to understand. When we're hearing, we're trying to understand. Don't hear just so you can respond. Hear to understand. And same thing with empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. And this is what you want to be able to do. Once you think you understand what your partner feels and have checked it out with them, pay attention to what feelings you have when you observe them feeling this way. It's especially important to search beneath the surface for the softer, tender feelings. Making sure that you're trying to connect with them. Can you stay present with your partner and connect with them deeper experience? With their deeper experience, perhaps feeling pain because they're feeling pain. Can you feel compassion and let them know that their expression of pain and anger affects you deeply? Your first instinct in hearing your partner's distress may be to try to solve the problem or give advice. Often, however, this advice comes across as critical or judgmental, which can make things worse. On the other hand, staying emotionally engaged and expressing compassion can provide healing, comfort, and connection. Many times that is all your partner needs. Many times that is what they desire, just for you to be connected with how they're feeling, just to understand, like, dang. Like you literally have to kind of put yourself in their shoes. That's what empathy is. Putting yourself in their shoes and saying, like, if the tables were turned, this will make me feel this way. So now I understand why you're taking it as hard as you're taking it. Now I understand why you're as cautious as you are. Now I understand why the disconnect possibly had taken place. This is why, because now I have full empathy of that. Now, with that being said, you have to both be in that same moment of being willing to empathize with each other, just depending on the situation at hand. Not saying that everybody has to have empathy at all times. However, you still have to be able to find a place to say, you know what, I could have done better with that. Okay? So here's the A of heal. Act. And so act, it says, take action to address concerns and show willingness to change. The next step is to commit to intentional action to address your partner's needs and concerns. Intentional, okay? And it says these actions can range from helping more with the dishes to calling your partner during the day, giving your partner a kiss before you leave when you come home. Make sure that you hug them. Make sure that you take into account that, okay, intimacy is necessary. Date nights is necessary. sex is necessary. Making sure that they understand touch is necessary. Speaking softer is necessary. Communicating, giving each other time, giving each other respect is necessary. Okay? When your partner sees that you take their concerns seriously, they'll be more likely to feel valued and respected. So we can sit up here and talk all day, but after we finish talking, what actions are you willing to put into play to make sure that your partner sees that you have some empathy for them and for all these other things? So that's something that we have to consider. And the last thing is the L for heal, and it says to love, to feel and express unconditional love. And it says to make space in your life to deliberately reconnect with the loving feelings you have for your partner, even if recent interactions have made you feel distant or angry. And they can. Think about the good qualities that they had originally attracted you to them. Perhaps look at old photos or visualize special times in your relationship or the hopes and dreams you had together. Can you find a way to forgive yourself and your partner for the mistakes you have both made that got you off track? I am. Are you? What do these feelings of love motivate you to do? Do it motivate you to reach out to them and express your love? Does it motivate you to, show more affection physically or with action, such as like cooking a meal or writing a note or, just holding them or, just the little things? What are you implying in this process? Love is defined as a concern for another's well-being and a warm feeling you have towards another. Do not make your expressions of love contingent on what your partner does, but rather reach out and express unconditional caring, support, understanding, and forgiveness. You can't always base how you feel because of how they feel. You have to really look deep and dig deep into that thing sometimes, because sometimes people's feelings get hurt in the process. Even when you really truly love somebody, sometimes people's feelings get hurt. And we have to put ourselves in that position of saying, okay, I really, really love this person. I forgive them and I want us to move forward. So this is why we're going through the process of healing. Contrary to the way relationships are portrayed in the movies, in all these television shows, what we see on Facebook and social media, they are not all sunsets and roses. They're just not. A better analogy is that of an ever-changing, complicated dance. It changed. Why? Because two people are growing and they're trying to become one. When two people come together with different life histories, sensitivities, and current stresses, you are bound to bump up against each other or get blown off track over the course of many-year relationships. Like if y'all have been together for a couple of years or a year or whatever, it's bound to happen. Repair your relationship using the heal technique. By hearing, being empathetic, acting to change, and loving. You are actively reaching for your partner and letting them know that they matter and you truly care. This should create healing energy to move your relationship back to health. So make sure that we are doing these things, that we're really serious about where we're trying to go, what we're trying to do when it pertains to our relationships, when it pertains to love, when it pertains to just doing the right things for us in general. With that being said, you guys, I'm going to go ahead on and end tonight's episode of Reviving Relationships. I truly do appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in with me. Why? Because it wouldn't be a podcast if you all wouldn't take time with me to share with me. Make sure that you tune in with me starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on 95.3 with Night Moves, and allowing me to be your love journeys guide. You all have a fantastic evening. Oh, be sure to follow me on all social media platforms as at Keidra Nicole. However, Twitter would not allow me to be great yet. And on Twitter, it is at I am Keidra Nicole. You all be safe, be blessed, and have a great evening. Mwah. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.